You asked for it, you got it. You guys wanted to know how to change keys while you're in the middle of a song. So it's one thing to be able to play a song in a different key, and it's another thing entirely to be able to integrate a key change in the middle of a song. So there are a lot of ways that this can be done, and some of them are extremely technical. So for this lesson, we're gonna focus on the most simple ways to do it so that you can begin incorporating those key changes right away. So let's say we're playing around in the key of G. So we've got, G, a C, and a D. And we want to change keys. Now, the very easiest way to change keys is to just do it. And I actually use a sus chord to help me. So I've ended off on that G, and I want to change keys to E. So I'm just going to simply move my hands to E. I'm going to play a sus4 chord like this. I'm going to carry on in the key of E. It's a little bit abrupt, but it totally works. And the sus chord, because it creates a feeling of suspense or suspension, like, oh, we're not resolved. When you resolve that sus chord, it kind of makes the settling into the new key feel a little bit more natural. So the next way you can do this is by using chromaticism, which sounds really complicated, but really all it means is you're going to use the next possible note or the next possible keys, like chromatically, like this. That would be a chromatic little scale excerpt. To transfer you to the new key. So for example, if I'm in G and I want to move to A, I could use that first trick, just going from the sus4 and land on A, or I can move chromatically by using this G sharp to propel me forward. So it'll sound like this. And that's more commonly found in sort of gospel and soul styles of music. So it works really well. You don't even have to play the chord that lands on, because sometimes those chords on the black keys can be tricky. Just play the root note. And you're there. So if those key change methods aren't subtle enough for you, you can change keys using something called common chords. And now this is where things can get really confusing, but I'm going to keep it super simple and show you my favorite way to utilize common chords for key changes. And this is how you can change keys super smoothly. So again, let's say we're in the key of D this time. In the key of D, we have a whole bunch of chords that are called diatonic chords, which means they just fit into the key signature of D. And if you don't know about diatonic chords, we do have a lesson on that on our channel here, so you can check it out. But basically, when you're in the key of D, you're going to think about what chords you're using in your progression. So I've got my 1, I've got my 4, and I've got my 5 that I'm playing with right now. So I'm going to change keys based on a common chord, meaning that the key that I'm moving to uses one of the chords that I'm already playing in this key signature. So essentially, if I'm playing the key of D, we've got G. So that means G is a great place to change keys to because it has similar characteristics to the key that I'm already in. So if I'm playing in the key of D, I'm going from my 1 to my 4 to my 5 to my 1, and then back to that 4 because I'm changing to the key of G. And then I'm just going to hang out there for an extra beat and assume that this is now my 1 and my 4. So those two keys have a common chord. The diatonic chords of the key of D includes a G chord, and the diatonic chords of the key of G obviously includes a G chord, and sweetly enough also includes a D chord. So you're basically looking for common traits between the key that you're in and the key that you're headed to, and if you can find those, it makes changing keys really, really simple. So those are a few ideas for you to use for your key changes. Comment below and let me know what your favorite way is, or if there is a key change trick that I did not show, tell us about it. All right, have fun.